Hi guys, welcome back to my vlogs. I just brushed my teeth, found my key in my coat pocket on the top right, and now I want to talk about some things about leaving America like for 3 days and where I feel everything's at, like, and how I feel. America is, and I want to say, like, I love America, I'm American, right? And this would be a lot more confident if it was on a still camera, so maybe I'll stand up and do this one. But yeah, so we're making this video. Yeah, exactly. I want to say, like, I love America, but like it's been crazy, like this feeling of when is the election going to be over, the feeling of when I feel it in my heart and I think about all the powerful and beautiful people there, I say, obviously we survive, we move on. But I tell myself, you really miss out on true love when you don't see other cultures. That's just something for me. And I just like really demanded my soul to say that. Like something in my spirit demanded my soul to say that people are missing out when they don't try like to go to like Hawaii or like Puerto Rico. I mean, Puerto Rico's in Mexico, so is Hawaii, but like Asia or Europe or Africa or Australia, New Zealand, right? I think people miss out because they think that like America is a bit matrixy. There is a system going on. It started in Sagittarius, and it was very intense. I think a lot of us have just been so more intense than usual. And I feel like not only are we missing vitamins like from the sun, because most of our jobs demand us to be on computers all day, but we also miss out on sharing. Like a lot of these other cultures are about sharing. Like you go out, you share how your day was. America has become about this attitude a little bit, like too much attitude to the point where only a certain part of the brain seems to be running. Like it got to a point where I remember I was leaving LAX. I think I was in I was in the 7-hour wait in LAX, and I said, "Whoa, I actually feel the more artistic side of my brain running and healing." And I said, wow, that part of my brain doesn't care as much how I look, doesn't care as much how I come off. It just wants to connect. Like it's very inner child. Like I just want to be like, yeah, like you're awesome, like supporting people. But it seems as though we've had to go in the other side, like super logical, rational all the time. And we've missed out on the other side of our brain. Maybe I just feel that way. Maybe I just see that in America as being dominant. Just different communities seem to almost be using their own kind of resources to keep it going. And it shows you the level of commitment America has and the level of change we're able to conquer. But it does wake me up to the idea of people going abroad and doing things abroad, like exchange programs, should definitely be more publicized in schools. I also think people should even think about going to school abroad. It's a lot cheaper in Europe. I also think that people should think about doing mission work in Africa, or like even starting an organization to help workers in different countries. There's so many different things you can do. It's not this super rational, logical, I wake up, I eat, I go on Instagram 7 hours a day, the day is done. You know, I think there's so much more to this process of exchange, right? It's like we've been saying to life, right? That's so big because life is in segments and chapters and pages. It's just too difficult to be like, go to Burma right now or something. You know what I mean? Like you really do have to like plan it all out. But I'm just saying, like, when you think about the process of everything, I do think that there are heavy things that will be happening this year. And especially for artists, I think it's like, one thing as an artist is that I feel like I just want intimacy with my art and what I'm doing. But it felt like when I was working at home that someone was always like looking in, like there was always something looking into what I'm doing, right? Like constant, never enough. Like whatever experiment, weird program that was happening on multi-dimensional level. It wasn't just the 3D of like heightened security and heightened cameras, which is like for the benefit of humanity, but it was also on this 4D level of people like asking apps to allow you to track on everything. And then on a 5D level, I mean, like just the whole like people like probing people for answers, right? And then on a 6D level and higher, I think we're safe. But I do think that it is interesting that a lot of people are talking about this whole 5D energy, but I think the people that are working towards that ascension will realize that they'll be called to be in different places because they're earthbound angels, and they'll be like, I'll be here, I'll be there. It seems as though things are still in process, but we have to be hypercritical of, this is a personal message, right? I'm in my Saturn return. I said, there are moments where I'm just like, in essence, when I was younger, I'd go back to these low levels of programming, but when you realize it starts affecting your relationships, before it would affect how I spend money, but now it is affecting my relationships and everything I said, there's deep healing that's needed here that is so deeply to do with the root chakra. Exactly, that you wouldn't even know. Like things like control, like weird control dynamics with men, like just weirdly having to control the situation from the beginning to the end, right? Like the beginning of your day to the end of your day, and realizing, what if it was more about you controlling yourself? Like, what would that do? And all these questions, these hyper feminist futuristic questions of like, why do I need to be a part of your survey all the time? Just these questions of like, is America really free? Is the question that's coming up today. I really do look back and I think of it as a short-circuiting aspect of our brain. We short-circuited the artistic part, the more creative part. And yeah, it's been an adaptation of the mind and the soul and the body. And how far are we truly adapting to fit into this new system? There is a darker system at place, but it's crumbling because nobody's buying it, right? I think that the light is here. The light is winning. The light truly is here to stay. But are you willing to not necessarily seize the moment? I wouldn't say it's about seizing the moment. I would say it's more about friends and groups. Are these people coming with you to the higher realms, or are they just draining you and sapping you? And this has just been a personal journey, I think, for me. It's interesting, Saturn's in Pisces, and that placement, and with astrology, all the connotations with it. But I think it was just important to be like, I do have Ava and Libra, and I think when I really tap into what Libra deeply is, it really is not where America's going right now, ironically. Ironically, yeah, it makes sense, North Node Aries, but I'm like, whoa, America out of all the places is really North Noding Aries, this transit. And yeah, it does make me think about the potentiality of my work and my practice, and I think just changing it up, and going deeper. Like,